What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Today is Tuesday. I tried to record a video yesterday, went through the whole process of recording a video, and realized I recorded the whole shit with my mic off. So kind of bugged me, irked me in the wrong way. So I just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna do a video because I didn't want to do the whole process all over. But if you guys follow me, I haven't recorded a video in like the last 2 weeks. I've been going through some personal things outside of trading that are more important than trading. I want to get into that psychological aspect. So I haven't been day trading, but that led me to want to try a swing trade since I wasn't able to day trade. I want to get into that. I also want to talk about market cycles and how we're going into the summertime and things aren't necessarily working as great as they did in the last few months. I want to get into that. I want to get into my trade from yesterday, which I recorded about, but again, no mic on, so I just said fuck it. And then I want to get into my trade from today. I did a trade on GVSI today, and I did a trade on GGII. Yesterday I did a trade on, I don't remember, but we will look into it. We'll get into all that, but before I do, man, please click that like button, please subscribe, it is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor, I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market, and I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So, that being said, let's get into it, man. I want to see what that trade was. Oh, it was GVSI. Okay, so GVSI. So yesterday on GVSI, so let's get into here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Let me get in a 5-day, 5-minute chart. Yeah, man, I try to capture. Let me see. I know exactly what it was. It was my overnight play. So on GVSI, I did an overnight play over the weekend. Let's get into the 1-day, 1-minute chart. I did it because of first green day, and it gapped up, which is typically, if you guys follow me, first green day is something I always like to purchase towards the close and then sell it at the market open. It did gap up. I had 900,000 shares. I sold 500,000 shares for a $600 profit, and then I decided to keep the other 400, thinking that we're going to get this same run we've been having, that nice reversal, first green day, then it pops and runs, and then it wound up just dropping off. So in that one account, I took a $2,800 loss. So 28 minus the 600 that I had already sold. So I took a $2,200 loss on that, just expecting to see strength, but noticing that we haven't really been getting strength that I particularly like, because we're all different as individuals. We all see things a little bit differently. So for me personally, this was a beautiful trend, and I was expecting it to continue that trend, which is why I held on to 400,000 shares. In hindsight, I should have just sold it all in the morning. I would have wound up yesterday with a nice $1,000 profit, but didn't. And then prior to GVSI, man, I winded up doing a swing trade on DSCR. So if you guys are familiar with DSCR, kind of pretty much like GVSI, I was noticing this nice trend, and then I winded up buying it in this day right here on the dip, expecting it to continue to reverse. Now, as I spoke about, man, I was dealing with some personal issues, so I had a lot of scheduling issues in the middle of trading hours, so I wasn't necessarily able to day trade for the last couple weeks. Medical issues, so I mean that's important. Health is always important, so that health came first before my job, so I had to go take care of that. I had multiple appointments that I had to, I couldn't miss. And then two, man, I noticed the market conditions started to slow down, man. We're going into the summer cycle. Okay, if you guys aren't familiar with the market cycles, typically January, February, March, very, very hot cycle. And then it starts slowing down when it starts coming to summertime. We don't get those huge runners that we've been getting in the last few months. All my trades haven't been as lucrative as they have been in the last few months and my risk reward is starting to go to a 1-to-1. I've noticed. So I say I might make 1,000, but I might potentially lose 1,000 compared to a few months ago. I might make 2 or 3,000 and potentially lose 500 to 1,000. So that kind of thing, the risk reward is starting to turn. We're getting a lot more sellers than buyers on typical plays that I would hop in on. Typically if I would dip buy, we'd have a nice bounce, and I haven't been getting those bounces. Or same thing like that I saw on DSCR. We have this nice, beautiful trend. And again, I wasn't able to day trade, but when I seen the strength here and I seen some news, cryptocurrency related, crypto is hot in a hot sector. We had all these beautiful catalysts in a hot sector, beautiful chart pattern, maintaining a trend, and it just had a great huge run. And when it dropped here, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna catch that bounce and I'm gonna swing it, because I wasn't able to day trade. I said, man, I'm just gonna swing it, man, and it should potentially reach this and crack it. Due to the news catalyst, due to the fact that it's in a hot sector, due to the volume. As you can see, it had an increase in volume right here. All the signs were pointing to that this thing was going to work. And so every time it dropped here, I believe I bought like 500,000 shares. And then when it cracked here and had a bounce, I came back. I had an appointment early in the morning that day, came back later in the afternoon, noticed it towards the end of the day, catching this bounce. Winded up loading up some more, thinking, okay, hey, I'm going to swing this big time, right? Again, I'm a day trader. I am not a swing trader. This is something completely new to me. And the lesson I learned here was don't go all in when you're doing something new. So anyway, I winded up with 1.2 million shares, okay, in a swing trade. Told myself, man, because of my psychology of day trading, I told myself, I said, hey, man, don't look at it, because if I'm watching it psychologically, I'm going to want to get out whether I see red or green. So I said, man, this is a swing trade. All my thesis in my mind, all signs were leading to that this thing is going to retest these levels, if not break them. So I just stopped watching it. And then we had a news catalyst come out of Elon Musk saying he's no longer accepting Bitcoin, and everything cryptocurrency related just started tanking. When I heard that news, bam, 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 bam. And as you can see, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I ended up getting out, about 10 days later in this candle, and I ended up taking a 14K loss. Now, just to give you guys a perspective of what that means to me, I was swinging for the fences on here. I was literally anticipating that break, and if it broke that, I was going to make somewhere to 30 to 40K, which would have been beautiful. So I told myself, man, I'm okay with willing to risk around 10K on this particular trade, because I wanted to give myself that wiggle room to let it play out for me to potentially make that 30 or 40,000. Again, man, completely brand new thing for me to be trading. I don't swing trade, I day trade, and this is exactly why, because I like to keep my eyes glued to the screen and cut my losses or take my profits, because at one point I was profitable at this pop right here, and I winded up being profitable, maybe $600-700. But again, that wasn't the goal in that swing trade. At one point I think I was down roughly around like 16,000, and then I winded up selling it for 14K for a 14K loss. But again, swing trade, man, and I don't do that. But again, due to my personal schedule, due to the fact that I wasn't necessarily able to day trade with the personal things that I was going through, I just wanted to try something new. And again, this is a good lesson not only for me but for anybody watching, that if you try something new, try with a small position size. Don't go all in like I did. To be honest, greed got the best of me because I wanted so badly. I had told myself, oh, okay, if I hit 30-40K, I'm gonna be up 90 to 100 grand. And when I put that thought process in my head, that's what made me say, oh, I'm okay with losing 10, because the risk rewards seemed to be there from my thesis. And then when that news came out of Elon Musk, I believe it came out after this day, and it just cracked off. And then winded up taking that out, and then checked it out, and I was down like 16K after hours. And then when I woke up the next day, I just sold it in the morning, so winded up losing about 14 grand on that swing trade, holding it for 10 days. And it didn't necessarily work for me, man. So lesson learned. The lesson I learned from that was anytime I want to try something new, try it with small size, okay? Because luckily for me, I just also finished my first quarter, or I'm sorry, my second quarter of the year, and I still wanted to, even after that loss, I still winded up growing my account another 400% in the second quarter. So always keep the proper perspective when you're trading. And the proper perspective is not, damn, man, I just lost 14K. The proper perspective was, I still closed out my quarter up 400%. Yes, it could have been a lot more. Yes, I could have closed my quarter 600%. But hey, man, as long as I'm staying profitable quarterly, I'm happy. I could have a bad week, a bad month, but as long as I continue to grow my account, I am perfectly happy with taking the necessary risk because I live my life, no risk, no reward. So sometimes, you know, you want to go all in and hammer that damn thing. So again, man, but this week I'm able to come back day trading. So, you know, swung a GVSI yesterday and wound up taking a $2,200 loss. And then I noticed the first green day on GGII today. Let's get into that one. So GGII, first green day, man. And I noticed that, but not only did I notice the first green day, or actually, let's get into GVSI for today. So GVSI for today, I try to do a day trade on. Yeah, let's do this one real quick, because this is also the first green day. So I did wind up buying it towards the end of the day as well. But you know, I wanted to get some of that profit back, man. So I noticed it right here, consolidating, and then I noticed the strength of the pop. So I said, okay, cool. So I tried buying it up in here. I could have been profitable, but again, you know, just coming off of that, me getting back into the day trading, you know, I just winded up cutting my loss, winded up taking a $63 loss, which was nothing. And then, you know, winded up buying it towards the close because it is first green day. And the last time we had a first green day, we had this nice gap up from yesterday, which I could have been profitable on if I'd have just sold it. So definitely my plan is to sell it first thing in the morning. And I bought that in another account right here. I tried to capture 450,000 shares, winded up only executing 188,000 shares, just a little under 200,000, but closed off $165 in profit. So overall made a little bit of $100 back. So chipping away at that loss from yesterday that I took, that $2,200 loss from yesterday, chipped away a little bit on that, and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. Definitely gonna sell it. But GGII was the beautiful winner today. Just back in my mode, man. And I had a feeling that this thing was going to continue when it actually broke the highs here. So as you see right here, I'm kind of seeing this bull flag pattern. And I talked about it in previous videos, man. Go watch them. As you can see right here, we're kind of coming to a point. Boom, boom, boom. As you can see, you know, and then I was waiting for that pop. That's why I put this line in here. This straight line across, I wanted to see a break, and once it broke, I did start a starter position. I wound up getting in like 50,000 shares, and then it popped, dropped, and I picked up another 100,000 shares, and then I sold it into this run, into this resistance right here. Winded up making about 700, a little over $700 profit on that. Sold it. Then when it broke again, solidified, caught this bounce, bought it in the bounce here again, sold it into that pop, winded up making like another 100 on top of it, just sold it for a quick scalp. So that put me up about $817 on the day. I was out of day trades at that point. Then I noticed this consolidation again, boom, then it popped here. I said, man, okay, the next resistance level is until here. And I knew that when I bought it the second time here, but again, man, I was already up pretty nice. You know, $700-800 on the day is a good day. So, you know, I sold it. But then when I seen this pop here, because I had already had it in my mind, GGII is also a first green day. So I already had it in my mind that I was going to buy it towards the end of day because it was showing the strength. And then when it popped here, you know, we're now at 12:40, 20 minutes towards the close, and it was still holding its consolidation. Look at this beautiful consolidation. So I started buying it up in here. I bought a small position at first in my other account. Let's get into that one. Yeah, in this account, you know, I started off buying 50,000 shares, then it popped, boom, dropped, held again, bought another 50. I was buying them 50 at a time, and it winded up working out beautifully. As you can see, I winded up with just a little less than 200,000 shares. I was trying to grab 200,000, just came up just 48 shares short, but closed off the close. This was all in the last 20 minutes. Winded up with $973 profit on GGII. In that account, and then in this account, winded up being able to capture another 120,000 in the 8.5s, and it closed in the 8.95. So winded up adding another $420. So overall, winded up with over 2 grand, close to 2,200 on GGII, and then swinging it overnight. Got a little over 300,000 shares to swing it overnight. Got a little under 200,000 shares on GBSI to swing overnight. My typical plays, just getting back to what I do, man. You know, this is if I would have avoided that, if I would have just said, you know what, I'm not going to trade at all. You know, when I was going through the last 2 weeks, what I was going through, and avoided that swing trade, I would be good for the month. But unfortunately, that swing trade down, you know, 14 put me down 14K. And I'm chipping away back at it right now due to that swing trade, man. I'm down about 12 grand right now on the month. If I would have just avoided that swing trade, I would be somewhere around like, you know, break even basically. You know, maybe $1,000, $2,000 profit for the month so far. But I have noticed a slowing down. So, you know, I'm being very particular, very cautious about what I'm going to day trade. Learn my lesson on that swing trade opportunity. You know, even though the thesis looked correct, the market isn't necessarily the market for it because of the cycle that we're in. If this was January, February, March, it probably would have worked out. But because we're coming into the summer where the sellers are more dominant than the buyers, you know, I gotta just stick to what I know best. And then this just wanted to be in a straight squeeze on GGII. And it was beautiful, man. So me capturing 2 grand out of this whole move, a little over 2 grand out of that whole move was beautiful. Basically put me up now profitable on the week. Due to DSCR, I was red for the last 2 weeks just because of that swing trade. Again, if you guys watch my videos, you guys know that's not what I do. I'm a day trader. I'm a day trader at heart. I don't like it. This is exactly why if I can't keep my eyes glued to the screen, I normally don't like to buy, but I just wanted to try something new, man, and it just didn't work. So slowly chip away, man, and you know, I'll gain all that back. You know, slowly but surely. I believe in my skills and my capability as a day trader, as you guys can see from today's move. You know, a little over 2,200 on GGII, and winded up on GBSI a little over 100 today. So you know, but you guys got to realize, man, when you're going into these market cycles, typically during the summertime, May, June, July, August, it'll start kicking back up somewhere in August, September, October. But typically this is the slowest time, man. This is the slowest time. So you also have to remember that when your plays aren't giving you your, you know, your typical 10, 15% profit, and you're cutting your loss at 5, now it's swinged in the favor of a 1-to-1 where you might make 5%, but you might lose 5%. You know, you got to realize that, man, and scale down a bit. I just so happen to go all in on a play that I don't have data on. I just believed in my thesis enough to say I'm going all in. Plus the thought of greed and the thought of that 100K mark kind of influenced my decision to just say, fuck it, I'm going to swing it. Because I'm up a lot of profit already, man. So, you know, I have the money to play with. And again, like I said, man, no risk, no reward. So I took the risk, and, you know, it winded up costing me. But I learned a really valuable lesson from that. And that's, if you're going to try something new, make sure you try it with a small position size. And if it works, cool, you're profitable. But if not, then, you know, you don't really have to worry about taking a big chunk of your money, which it was realistically less than, you know, I think it was like a, you know, on my overall net, it wasn't that bad. So, you know, just put that in perspective. Still winded up after that big loss. I still closed off my quarter up over 400% profit. So that's always a great thing. And then now I'm back to my day trading. So you guys will get my typical videos back if I'm day trading. Not sure if I'll be day trading as active as I have been, because I'm going to try to get even more meticulous when it comes to my trades. And you know, so I'm not sure because I haven't really been seeing much when I do take a look at the market. Even today, I mean, I didn't, you know, this happened. I didn't catch this in the morning. And when it started getting here, I was unsure because of the market conditions lately. Typically, they drop off, just like GVSI. Let's go into GVSI real quick. I mean, this had a beautiful trend. I really anticipated it to keep going, and then it dropped off. So, you know, you just don't know when we're in this particular cycle of the market going into summertime whether it's going to work. So it kind of has me on edge because you just don't know. Because I really believe that should have worked. And same thing with DSCR, that should have worked. But unfortunately, that Elon Musk news kind of killed all crypto plays on that day. So it is what it is. But winded up closing off today. You know, had a beautiful day. So overall on this week, you know, I'm green for the week so far. Took that loss yesterday, $2,200 loss yesterday. Made all that back today and a little bit more. And I'm holding GGII overnight and GVSI overnight, selling it first thing in the morning at 6:30, just selling it all. And we'll make a video about what happens at that point. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You can't stop Mafia as a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you can do that. So, again, personal, when you're dealing with personal things, you know, if it's going to affect your trading, just don't trade at all. You know, and lesson number 2, if you're trying something new, do it with a small size. Otherwise, stick to what you're good at, man. All right, man. So back at the day trading thing, man. So hopefully you guys will continue to have these videos to come. That's going to be it, guys. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.